welcome. My name is Emily. I'll be guiding us through a nice slow stretch, some gentle movement here this afternoon, about a 45 to an hour or so practice. What you need would be a pillow or a blanket, and that's completely optional. I was mentioning before, we're gonna begin on our backs. So sometimes it's nice to have a little extra support underneath your head. I really just want you to get as comfortable and enjoy the next couple moments of our practice together. So let's go ahead and get started. Just making sure that all of your microphones are muted, which I think they are from what I can see here. And you can completely choose. If you want your camera on, you can. If you want to just leave it off today, have the practice in your own space, I completely understand. You're more than welcome to do that as well. So we're going to get started lying down. So again, if you have that block or pillow, blankets, please just use them in a way that assists you to get comfortable. And we'll start on our backs. So lots of time to find a position that really works for you. I'm choosing to have my pillow underneath my head, but some of you may like it underneath your knees or underneath your hips. And then allowing the body to fall naturally towards the floor. So arms wide, legs wide. And we use this opportunity right at the start of our practice to kind of scan our body. And we're scanning not only physically, but we're scanning our body mentally. We're doing a little check-in, seeing how we really feel in connection to our body. Maybe that connection you can start to feel in relation to your breath. So as you begin to find stillness, just notice the quality of the breathing. And for some of us, this is the first opportunity in our day that we can really just focus on the breath, the ability to begin taking longer inhales through the nose. And then your choice out through the nose, or you can just open your mouth and allow big sighs or sounds to come out. And as we move through our practice today, there's always that option just to come back, check in with the breath. You can always lay back down on your spine or find child's pose. And all we're doing is taking longer breaths, seeing if we can find a moment of pause at the top of our inhale. And then really lengthening out on our exhales, feeling a sense of grounding. Can we soften through the face, the upper body, the lower body, all the way down to our feet. And the last thing we scan or check in is how we are feeling energetically. And then you will modify this practice in any way you need. Let's take just a few more breaths here. So when you feel ready to move, and only when you feel ready to move, we'll start to wiggle into the fingers, into the toes, gently allowing the head to move side to side. And if you have those props underneath you, you can choose to keep them if they feel supportive, or this is an opportunity to just start to move those things away from your space. We'll reach the arms over the head, draw the legs together, take a nice long stretch, reach the fingers as far away from the toes, and then exhale to just let it all go, lying flat to the mat. And we'll start here today, drawing the knees up and in towards the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins, squeeze the thighs in, and go for a gentle rock here from left to right. First opportunity, noticing the hips, the lower back. How does this feel as you take an easy rock from side to side? Good. From here, we'll find the center of our spine. Just hug the right knee in as we begin to lengthen the left leg nice and long. We're going to flex into both of our feet here today and just start to focus, drawing right thigh up and in towards the belly. So as we move through practice, every inhale is a chance to expand belly, and then every exhale is a chance to find a little deeper release or pull or deeper into our stretch. So staying with that idea, inhales, you can find length, and exhales, just gently allowing that right thigh to come in closer towards the belly. Good. We'll take one more breath with the right thigh in towards the belly, and then we'll start to extend the right foot up towards the ceiling, coming towards a slight hamstring stretch. So we're going to keep this gentle to start. Right knee stays quite bent, and again, both toes are flexing towards our face. You can choose to walk the hands down the leg, closer to the ankle. But the idea is that we start to lengthen up towards the sky as we inhale. And then on our exhales, we may start to feel a little bit deeper into the stretch. But this is very early on, so be mindful and just using this more of opportunity to really find your breath cycle. As you stay present here, keep the shoulders heavy and just keep the chin tucking in slightly to your chest. Taking our last breath here. If that left leg is extended, we're going to go ahead, plant the left foot back down to the mats, and then cross your right ankle over that left thigh, taking this into our figure four. So we'll pull that left thigh in towards us, thread the hands, interlace them to the back of the left leg. Keeping that right knee opening wide. Again, both feet stay flexed and active. We now use that same breath pattern, exhales to gently ease. Left thigh a little bit closer to belly, targeting the outer right hip here. And you can choose to stay still. Sometimes I like to add a little bit of a rock from left to right. And by doing that, you'll feel different muscles getting stretched into the outer hip, into the glutes. And this is a part of our body that needs extra love and care. If you're someone with really flexible hips, you can take this stretch a little deeper by holding onto that left shin as opposed to the thigh, and then drawing the left heel towards the bum, and that's going to get deeper into the outer hip. So completely your choice here. And we'll stay for about one more breath. On your exhale, replant the left foot down, kick that right foot up towards the sky, trying to find as much length through the back of the leg. Point into that top foot and then lengthen the leg down so it lands back onto the mat, straight leg. From here, we'll go right onto the other side. So left knee starts to come up and in towards the belly. Hands come just below that left knee, and we start slowly drawing left thigh in towards belly as the right leg lengthens long, going ahead and flexing through both feet. So I like to imagine here as I lay on my back that there's a line of energy that goes from the crown of the head all the way down our spine and out through the soles of the feet. And there's this type of energy that moves through the entire body, even as we lay flat, building more and more heat, more and more intensity through body as we use breath. We'll start to kick that left foot up towards the sky. Again, knee stays quite bent. Left toes drawing towards the face. And you can hold on to anything you can grab, whether that is your pants, maybe a sock, maybe you're starting to walk the hands further down the calf. Inhales, pushing that left foot up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, starting to gently feel a longer line through the back of the leg. The more we can find these belly breaths, the more we can start to soften into it. Take your last exhale here, and then we'll meet with the right foot planting down to the floor. Taking figure 4 as left ankle now crosses over right thigh, pulling the right thigh in towards belly. Reaching around, grabbing the back of that right leg, making sure the head and the shoulders come back down to the mat. And then with both feet flexed, final time here, you find that exhale, getting deeper into the stretch. And this left hip may feel completely different than the right hip, completely normal. If you're moving on, taking this a little deeper, you can hold on to the top of that right shin again. And like I said on the first side, a little bit of movement, a little bit of rocking. See where the body wants to take this. There is absolutely no right or wrong. Good, let's exhale, replant that right foot down, re-reach the left foot up towards the sky, straight leg, and then lengthen that left leg long to the bottom of the mat. One more time, let's lengthen both legs, reach the arms overhead, take that full body stretch like we started. Exhale, knees come in towards the chest, wrap the backs of the legs, and we're gonna find a couple of rocks here, maybe 1, 2, or 3, whatever feels good on the spine. And meet me in a seated position when you're ready. So you can face the front of the mat. I'm just gonna turn to face you. Another opportunity if you wanna place the block or the pillow underneath of the seat, sitting cross-legged, we'll just place the hands to the thighs, let the shoulders roll down the back. Together, taking a cleansing breath in through nose and a sigh out through the mouth. Good, on our inhale, reaching the arms up towards the sky, slightly lifting the chest. Exhale, we're gonna twist over to the right as the left hand wraps around that right thigh bone. Right hand comes behind me, acts as a second spine. Inhale, push down to get taller, and then exhale, find a little twist or rotation as you look over the right shoulder. One more time, growing tall as you inhale, and then exhale, deeper into your rotation or twist. Good, inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up again. We'll side bend to the left. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up and over. And you can choose to stay on that hand. If you want to come deeper, maybe you're coming all the way down to that left elbow, pushing the right ribs out to the side and drawing the right arm back. Maybe lifting the gaze if that feels okay in the neck. We'll round the spine forward, so chin to chest, bringing the torso center, and then slowly start to roll up the spine, head comes up last. As you inhale, continue to sweep your arms up, lift your gaze, and then exhale, we'll twist to the left. Right hand comes outside that left leg, left hand behind you, inhale, get long, shoulders soft. And then exhale, find a rotation through the spine. And this could be very small movement. One more time, tracking your breath. Inhale to get long. And then exhale to twist deeper. On your inhale, we come to center, reach up, spine long, side bend. Exhale, right hand finds the mat. Left arm starts to reach up and over. So I'm using the traction here of my right hand to push out through my left side, opening up those ribs. And again, there's deeper options. Making sure though we're not crunching too much in our right side. Lifting up, elevating the chest. On your exhale, round to curl, chin to chest, come through center again. And then when you get to center, come all the way up to sit again. Head comes up last, shoulders to the ears and down the back. Good. So you're facing the front of your mat. We're just going to come onto our tabletop, slowly progressing our shapes towards our downward dog. So settle into your tabletop. For me, I like to place something underneath my knees. If that's something that you like, go ahead, find that now. And we'll take a couple cat-cows here. So in your own timing, just start to drop the belly, open the heart, lift the gaze. And then as you exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. I want you just to take this a couple times in your own. And it may feel good for you to draw some circles. So not necessarily going linear. We warmed up into the legs, into the torso. And so now we're getting into the spine. Moving through cat-cow, circular motions, wherever the body really is wanting to go for about one more breath. And then we'll start to settle back into that tabletop. This time, tabletop, fingers flip back towards you, wrist creases face forward, beginning to stretch out through our forearms this time. Be very gentle here. You have the option to add a little bit of a rock forward and back. You should feel the stretch quite intense for those forearms, keeping the wrists as grounded down as you possibly can. So the forearms, that tightness that we find there is actually one of the main causes for any wrist problems we have from our down dog. So really nice and important to stretch out through those forearm muscles. Let's come back to neutral. So fingertips start to face forward, finding yourself in your tabletop. As we tuck our toes, take an inhale, and then exhale, start to send your hips up. So move aside anything that may be in your way, and we're coming towards our first down dog. Listen carefully here. The knees are going to stay very, very soft, and the heels will be slightly lifted. Beginning to draw the belly back towards the thighs as you spread the fingers, digging the fingertips into the mat to take that tension out of the wrists. As much as you can, just let the head go, chin falling towards the chest. And you can go for a nice cuddle with the feet, one heel at a time, down to the floor. We'll take another breath cycle here, either in stillness or finding movement as we waken up our body. On our next inhale, come up onto your toes and we'll start to walk our way very slowly towards the front of our mat. Meeting with feet about hip distance apart, knees are soft. Take an inhale to find a flat back, hands to your shins. Push the hands into the shins. And then exhale, forward fold, belly to thighs. One more time, inhale to find a flat back, hands to shins, lengthening out through the tailbone. And then exhale to forward fold. Push into the feet, come all the way up to stand, sweep your arms to the sky. As you exhale, we'll settle hands to our heart center. Send one palm to the chest and one palm to the lower belly here. Opportunities throughout this practice to connect. Feel the intention, the vibrations, the energy from this rooted feet all the way up through the crown of the head. Take an inhale here, feel the chest, the belly expand. And then exhale, releasing the arms alongside you. Nice and gentle inhale, reach the arms up, lift the gaze, get tall. Exhale, hinge at your hips as you forward fold. We'll take an inhale for a flat back. Find some length here. Exhale, hands will come down and our left foot's going to step back. Beginning here today by dropping that back knee to the mat, untucking the back toes. Hands will stay rooted. Inhale, push into the fingertips, start to lift your chest. And then exhale, send your hips back. The front leg starts to straighten, right toes point up to the sky. Coming into that half split. Let's move through this twice more. So inhale, come forward to your low lunge. Push into your fingertips. Try to lift your hearts. And then exhale, hips reach back, that front leg straightens. One more time, inhale, ripple the spine forward, finding that low lunge, lift your heart. And then exhale, hips back, right leg straightens, and we'll stay here for an extra couple breaths. So hands to the floor. If you feel stable, you can place one hand onto that front foot. Completely your choice here as we begin to pull the tailbone, the hips back in space, just like we did lying down. Same stretch here, right toes drawing up towards the nose. As you inhale, come forward, back into your low lunge. Let your hands frame the foot. Right knee will come back to meet the left knee. Inhale, pull your chest forward between the thumbs, knees stay down, and then we'll bend our elbows. Come all the way down to your belly. Finding our way onto our belly, point your toes, take your hands wider, come up onto your fingertips. Inhale, push into your fingertips as you start to lift your chest, let the shoulders come down the back. We're gonna lead with our right shoulder, exhale. Look towards the left, right shoulder drops to the mat. So find this little wave. Inhale, we'll come up through center. And then exhale, lead with your left shoulder as you look over to the right. One more time, inhale to come up through center, ripple the spine. Exhale, right shoulder leads, looking over to the left. And one more time, other side, up through center, left shoulder leads, looking over to the right. On your inhale, come up to center, stay for one more breath, push the floor away. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We'll meet in child's pose, hips to heels. Take your knees nice and wide, toes come together to touch, and take a couple breaths here, getting settled back into your child's pose. Reaching the arms long, the elbows can stay grounded or they start to lift. Feeling energy moving through our bodies. As you take your next inhale, round to curl the spine forward, finding your tabletop shape. And setting yourself up, shoulders in line with wrists, hips in line with knees. Good. As we inhale here, we're going to sweep that right arm up towards the sky, coming into a slight twist. And then as you exhale, right arm will thread underneath the left arm, trying to drop our right shoulder and our right cheek to the floor. So you can choose to stay here. You also have options with this left arm. You can reach it up towards the sky. You can begin to bind it, wrapping the left arm around the lower back, hooking onto the upper right thigh here. This is just going to take you a little bit deeper into the twist. But if you want the support, not a problem, left hand stays down. We'll stay for one more breath. If that left hand is lifted, we'll lower it back down. Re-reach the right arm back up towards the sky, look up, and then exhale, right hand comes back down to the mat. Start to tuck into your toes. Take your time, see how controlled you can lift your hips back to meet in down dog. Knees stay soft, maybe creating a slightly narrower stance in your down dog, hands closer to the feet. And once again, giving the feet a pedal, a massage. This is like our home base here in the practice, starting to get really comfortable and strong. Come up onto your toes as you inhale. Take little steps all the way towards the front of the mat. Feet will come hip distance apart again. Inhale, find a nice long flat back. And then exhale, forward fold. This time we'll hold this forward fold. You can reach your opposite elbow. Stay as you sway it out from left to right. You can also reach around, grab the backs of the ankles. Knees stay quite soft. Pulling the belly a little bit closer to the thighs here. So lots of work for our hamstrings, for the backs of our legs. Really trying to get that space warm as we continue to move. One more breath in this really deep forward fold. As you start to release the hands, bend your knees, roll yourself up very slowly to stand. So push your feet down as you come all the way up. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. This time, exhale. Hands are going to come to the lower back area. So fingertips point down towards the floor and elbows hug back. Soften into your knees. Inhale, pushing hips slightly forward. We're going to take a little back bend here, opening up that heart space. Shoulders nice and soft, away from the ears, taking this as deep or as gentle as you need. One more inhale. And then hinge at your hips, folding yourself forward, forward fold. Let the hands fall down, inhale to lengthen, flat back, and then hands find the floor, right foot steps back, doing our lunge on the other side as you drop that back knee down. So top of the foot can come down, fingertips stay down, inhale, start to lift your heart space. Exhale, find a little bit of a rock back. Left toes point up, left leg straightens. So twice more, just take this in your own timing. I want you to really start to feel an extension, a lift. And then as you exhale, feeling that pull back, left toes flex up. One more time, finding our movement, enjoying the body, maybe closing your eyes. And then we'll meet with the left leg straight, left toes up. Pausing in this half split variation. Again, hands can frame foot. Maybe one hand wants to reach around and grab the sole of the foot. Pausing here for your last breath and then start to come forward into our low lunge. Replant the hands, bring the left knee back to meet the right knee. Pull the heart forward between the thumbs. And again, we'll lower all the way down to our belly. Good. Pausing onto the belly, flex point into the tops of the feet here. Plant the hands and then inhale. Let's take a baby cobra. So hands stay underneath the ribs, elbows hug tight. Exhale, lower down. And twice more in your baby cobra variations as we start to strengthen all the way along the spine. Exhale to lower. And we'll take one more. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale to lower. Good. Push gently back into child's pose. This should feel quite nice. Take an extra couple breaths in child's pose. Forehead, space between your eyebrows, grounding. Reconnect to the expansion, the power of the breath. When you're ready, come forward, back into your tabletop, feeling the hands underneath the shoulders. As you inhale, left arm will reach up towards the sky. We add in this twist and then exhale. Left arm underneath, dropping our left shoulder, our left cheek. So finding yourself down here, right arm this time is the one we can play around with. Floating the right fingertips, wrapping the right arm around the lower back. If you fall, if you roll, it's fine. Just come back. We'll take one more breath in this twist. If that right hand was lifted, replant. Re-reach left arm back up towards the sky. Open the heart. And then both hands find the mat. Tucking into your toes, and let's start to slowly find our downward facing dog once again. Deep breath in through the nose, and out through the mouth. From our down dog, walk it back, hands to the feet. Come to the back of your mat, and then heel toe your feet wide, about mat distance so we can turn our toes out. We're going to sink down to our squat position. So in our squat position, thumbs to heart center, elbows gently pushing the knees out wider. Another place that you could place pillow, anything underneath of the sits bones if you need. Okay, feet can come as wide as you need, and then just begin to rock from side to side. Now working towards the groin area, the inner thighs, keeping the heart lifted, feeling the way our breath has space. Pause here, one more breath. When you're ready, hands to the mat, lift your hips high, and then heel toe your feet together to touch. Inhale, take a flat back, and then exhale to a fold. Rise up tall on your inhale, stand proud. Exhale to gather hands to your heart. We're gonna stay standing here for a moment, thumbs to your heart center, just testing our balance. Weight into your right foot, left foot just to the right ankle, taking a very simple tree pose. So facing you, left foot is coming to the right ankle. You can face the front of your mat. I love to throw in a little bit of balance, even in these nice slow flows. It's an opportunity for us to check in with our thoughts. Oftentimes, when our balance is off, it means that our thoughts or our mind is scattered, that we're somewhere else. So really focus, become present in this moment, and notice all the tiny shifts that start to occur in the standing leg. Can you get a little bit taller, a little bit longer, feeling a little bit more rooted through our tree pose? We'll take one more inhale. Reach your arms up towards the sky, and then simply step that left foot down. Take a forward fold, hinge at your hips. Walking your hands forward, let's come all the way towards our plank shape. So nice and strong through the plank, and then we'll drop our knees down to the floor, taking that modified plank shape. Good, tops of your feet will come down, and then from here, step your right foot again forward in between the hands. So right foot is stepping forward. This time we're gonna place the hands inside of our front foot. Good. From this shape, we're going to come down to our lizard. So you can walk down to your forearms. You can also stay up on your hands. That's perfectly fine. Getting a little bit more into the front of those hip flexors. If you feel like you have more range, you have the option, drop down to forearms, chin to your chest. If you want to stay lifted up onto the hands, you stay lifted up onto the hands. One thing to be aware of here is that our front toe is in front of that knee. So we want the knee not to be passing the toe as we get lower and lower into the hips. Breathing deeper, you're here for one more breath. As you inhale, if you're not already on your hands, come back up. So listen carefully here, we're gonna pivot on that back shin. Turn the back shin parallel as you walk your hands to the left. Right leg will straighten, so the right leg becomes extended. Just on this left knee, left shin, reach your arms up towards the sky, and then we'll find a side bend. Right hand starts to come down that right leg. Lengthening just like we did in our seat through our left side, push the left hip out as the left arm reaches up and over. As you inhale, come through center, and then exhale, other side. Left hand finds the floor, reach the right arm over. You have the opportunity here to take this into a little bit of a back bend, reaching the right arm further behind you as you push your hips forward. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just stay side, reaching the right arm out to the left side. You can find some movement, you can let your head go, or just here for one more breath. To release out of this, hands are going to walk all the way along the floor, making your way back towards the front of the mat. Right knee bends, left toes tuck, right foot steps back, and then send your hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose here. And exhale through the mouth. Walk your hands back to your feet. Come to the back of your mats. Take a flat back as you inhale, hands to shins, and then exhale to fold. Rise up, stand tall. Inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale, melt your hands to your heart. Let's take a cleansing breath here on your inhale, setting up for your last side. Exhale, weight into your left foot as your right ankle comes on, your right foot comes onto your left ankle. So again, just from the front, we're just gonna keep this tree pose quite small, placing it onto the ankle. There's tons of variations you can find with the arms if you wanna explore opening and closing. But using this as a lesson here in tracking our thoughts, our awareness. What happens if you shift your gaze or you slightly close your eyes? Sometimes that immediately takes us off balance. Let the shoulders be soft, root down to grow tall for one more breath. We'll all reach our arms up tall on our inhale, and then step the right foot down. Take your forward fold as you hinge at your hips. Walk your hands out, coming towards our plank just for a brief moment. Strong plank. Knees drop down to the mat. Getting ready to step that left foot through. Okay, so coming back into the low lunge, the left foot is in front. Hands come inside that front foot. Taking our lizard stretch. Nice deep for our hips, staying up onto our hands or coming down to your forearms. Should be feeling it into that back right hip flexor, maybe a little bit into that left hip crease here. We tend to want to roll to the outside edge of front foot, so play around with that. See also what happens if you ground the whole left foot. Quite a different sensation there. Wherever you are, hands or forearms, you're breathing into it and you're letting the weight of the head be released. Good. On our next inhale, come up onto your hands if you're not already there. Pivot on that right knee. Turn it parallel and then come to walk yourself out. So left leg is straight and you're on that right shin, right knee. Inhale, reach the arms tall. Exhale, side bend. Left hand comes down that left leg. Reach the right arm up and over, taking the stretch into the right ribs, all the way up into our right armpit. Reversing, inhale through center. Exhale, right hand comes down. Left arm sweeps up and over. Take your side bend. Option to take this into a back bend. Reaching the left fingertips behind you. Maybe drawing half circles here, leaning back, leaning a little bit more into it. Weight of the head, jaw is released. Coming out as you walk the hands forward, all the way back into that low lunge. Step back to your plank and we'll meet in downward facing dog. One more big breath in through the nose in this down dog. And then exhale through your mouth. From down dog, guys, we're gonna drop the knees down to the floor, swing the feet around, and find our way back to our seats. So we've made it back down to the mat. We're gonna start to shimmy ourselves slightly forward so we're at the front of the mat. And for the purpose of today, draw the soles of the feet together, knees wide. So again, I'll just face you so you can see. Take an inhale as you hold the ankles, lift up through the heart, and then exhale, begin to gently fold forward. Elbows can connect to inner thighs. You can take this quite deep. You can think more of a flat back, lengthening as you fold. Audible sounds on those exhales. Getting a little bit deeper into the body. Final breath, we'll start to roll back up, top of the head to the sky. You're facing the front of the mat and just extend those legs long. Sitting up nice and tall, reach the arms out in front of you. As you exhale, slow and controlled, start to roll yourself back down to the floor, just where we started. Take your time to get there. Full body stretch. Inhale, reach your arms over your head, point your toes. One more time, exhale, knees come in towards the chest, and we'll take our happy baby from here. Grabbing onto the soles of the feet, the ankles, thighs are wide, feet are flexed up towards the sky, and then begin to rock slightly. We've done quite a bit of stretch and work through the backs of the legs. You may play around with straightening one leg at a time here if that feels nice. Just enjoying being back onto the spine. One more breath in our happy baby, and then we'll start to meet back with the knees in towards the chest. Take your arms out wide as you exhale. Find a reclined twist, both knees over to the left. So for today, we'll stack one thigh on top of the other. Arms are wide, option to begin looking over to the right hand. If you want a deeper version of your twist, you can choose to extend through that top leg. Reach the left hand onto the sole of the foot. A little bit deeper as you start to gaze over to the right. Whichever version of your twist you're in, knowing we're coming to a place of winding down. Sometimes doing less is doing more for our body, for our minds. It's okay to feel calm, to come back to more of stillness. Let's track our next inhale as the knees come in towards our chest. Resetting before we go other side, kick the feet up towards the sky and just give the feet a shake. Loose through the ankles, through the calves. Sometimes it feels good to give the arms a shake out too, letting go of any residual tension or stresses that may still be in the body. Inhale as we shake, exhale, arms wide, knees to chest. Feel that vibration as the legs come over to the right, falling into your twist on the final side. So the thighs, once again, they can stack one on top of each other. You have the option to extend that top leg, reaching and grabbing the sole of the foot. And play around, see where it feels best for the head. Sometimes looking over to the left doesn't always feel the most beneficial for our body. Purpose of this practice is just to take away what works, what feels good. Let's start to come back, knees towards the chest. Send the feet up towards the sky one more time. This time you have the option to stay. You can keep the legs lifted. You could also choose to take a very gentle shoulder stand. So simple inversion. If this is in your practice, take it now. If not, we're gonna just keep our legs lifted. We can also place a block or a pillow underneath of our seat. And another amazing thing to close practice is legs up the wall. So if you have a wall nearby, you're just gonna turn around to the wall, have the legs up. Anything for these last moments of just getting our blood to begin Coming back towards our heart space, towards our internal organs. Reminder, anywhere you're going with this, keep your chin in towards the chest. If you're up in your shoulder stand, you have options to release out of it through your plow pose, bringing your feet over your head. Or you can just slowly begin to roll down the spine. So it's harder when we're not in a studio setting. We don't know what everyone's doing, so just take your time, choose the option that's best for you. We will start to make our way into our final Shavasana. There is an option here for any last postures that feel good for your body. You have moved with your breath for the last 45 minutes or so. So trust that the body knows what it needs before entering into this final rest. There is absolutely no rush to get into your shape. But we'll spend a good couple moments here together so as you slowly start to settle, bringing back those pillow, that blanket if you had it nearby, get as comfortable and as cozy as you can. Begin to feel the weight of your body as you scan from the crown of the head all the way down to the soles of your feet. Taking any final cleansing breaths through the nose, out through the mouth. This is the part of our practice where we really start to connect. We can think everything else as a warm-up leading to this moment of our Shavasana. So please don't rush these moments, be present, and just let the weight of the body begin to drop in towards the mat, the earth. If we notice our mind, our thoughts going elsewhere as they normally do, come back to the breath. Allowing the eyes to close. As you begin to feel that softness right up through the eyebrows, that space between our eyebrows, the third eye, moving down the jaw, the cheeks. And the last opportunity here in our practice for you to find some gratitude and some love for this body that showed up for you today. There's so much emotional energy, so much physical energy, even energetic energy that we're moving through day to day during this pandemic. So taking a time to tap in a little bit deeper to our body, to breathe a little deeper and to move. So important. I thank you for being here, for joining me. It was a pleasure to guide you through this practice. You are more than welcome to just stay where you are. There is no rush to leave your space. Sinking deeper into the breaths. So again, my name is Emily. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through practice. Namaste.